What's going on? Welcome back to In the Bag Disc Golf. What we got for you today is another disc review, and of course you can see by the gear, and you can probably also read the title in the video. We are doing the Kastaplast Rask, but first we would like to thank our sponsors, Scrooge McDuck. Without the help of those three little misfits, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, we would not have been able to talk old Scrooge McDuck himself to sponsor in this video. Without y'all, this video would not be possible. Now, let's get to the review. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video because we are still running our Race to 500 giveaway, where this first run Sve will go to a lucky random subscriber once we hit 500. So help us out, help us grow disc golf, and keep hitting the subscribe button. Share it to your friends, get them to subscribe. Let's get this in one lucky person's hand, and then you can have it hang on your wall like mine, or you can take it out and throw it. I don't care what you do with it, but it's awesome. Thanks. So the numbers on the Rask are 14304. So you can tell it's a pretty fast, high speed, high fade, no turn driver. So it's going to be that huge hyzer, low skip shots, or if you got a huge arm, you'll be able to get it out real flat, real straight, and then it'll just dump real hard in the end. It's an amazing disc. But for the bulk of us, and especially if you watch my channel, you're probably not on the pro level. So this disc is going to be a utility disc, and that's what I use it for. And I use it all the time. I don't throw it every single round, but I throw it a lot. It's literally that get out of jail disc, and that's why I got this stamp. But the cool thing about this disc is, with Kastaplast, like the Berg, they're not afraid to try new things and do different things and innovate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but with Kastaplast it seems to work all the time. They have every mold that you need, minus an actual overstable approach. Now the Berg, while it is an overstable approach, it's more that dead straight shot. But just released the yarn, or yarn, iron, I don't know how you say half of these names. But that review is going to come up soon, and it is a very welcome addition to the Kastaplast lineup. It was the only thing missing, save overstable mid-range. I'd like to see that one next. Getting back to the Rask, all those videos are going to come later. Let's stay on point. We're doing the Rask here. You can see it's a very fast, thin driver. The thing that makes it unique is this inside of the flight plate here. You can see it's like a disc within a disc. And this is flat. Well, you can probably see the big K stamp, kinda, sorta, but it slopes up and then drops down, so it's like a little mini inside of your disc. And basically that is to make it faster, and by proxy makes it more overstable. And it works, it completely works. And you think that that would get in your way. Like whenever you feel it, everybody says, oh man, that's weird, that doesn't get in the way when you're throwing it. No, never. You don't even feel it. You see, you got your power grip, you're ready to throw. I'm not touching that. If I moved my fingers out, I would, but when you're gripping that disc, you don't feel that. And even if you did, it would just feel like this disc was secure in your hands. Your fingernails would butt up against that, and you would just rip on it. And that's what you do. And it's a very, very unique, cool disc, and I'm here for it. I bag it. Now, this disc here is the most overstable disc I've ever thrown in my life that's not called the Stego. Think about that. So this one is the main one that I take out to glow, and it used to be the one that's in my bag until I replaced it with my pink Get Out of Jail Free. As you can see, the newer glow Rasks actually have flight numbers on them and have a stamp. Now the regular Rask, sometimes you can find a stamp, sometimes you can't. This one I have in my bag all the time for glow rounds. Nowadays I have the Get Out of Jail Free Rask in my bag, and I mainly did that because I didn't want to beat up my glow one too bad, so that it was good for glow rounds. And this one flies actually a little bit more stable than my glow one does. Probably because that one's a little bit more beat in and this one's pretty new. I do have this X-Out Rask. This one is the most stable Rask that I have. I don't know why, and maybe it was the run, not sure. But this thing I can't get as much distance as I can with those, and it is just coming out as soon as it comes out of my hand. But this disc is ridiculously stable, like the rest of them aren't, you know what I mean? Let's see how these things fly. So as you can see, we took out these 3 discs and we threw them all over the place. We threw them on holes, we threw them across the fields, we threw them all over. Into wind, tailwind, crosswind. There wasn't a whole lot of wind, which was good for the purpose of this video. The green one, definitely my most stable. The pink and the glow, pretty similar. They kind of land within 5-10 feet of each other. The max distance I'm getting on these things, 260, 270, that's it. And that's if I'm just taking it and I'm just as flat as I can, maybe even a little anti, and just as much spin as I can put on the disc, and it'll go out flat for a minute and it's immediately going left. So on an anti, the cool thing about these is you can throw them as hard as you can and on a big as anti as you want to, and they're gonna fly for a minute, and then you'll see them just come out and they're not going to keep punching forward. They're gonna ante and then just completely start dumping, and that is awesome. And like I said, I don't throw these all the time. These are literally my get out of jail discs and utility shot discs. That's what I use them for, and they save me strokes all the time. Depending on how you throw it depends on how it's going to finish. Like if I throw it high and flat, it's going to go out and it's going to immediately start dumping. It's going to just turn all the way vertical and just stick in the ground, and it's not going to bounce around. It may hit the ground and bounce up and maybe roll around a little bit, a little 5-foot area, but that's it. If I throw it flat and hard and low, that's a whole different story. That thing's going to come in and it's going to skip, and it's going to skip 50, 60, 70 feet off to the left. And that is awesome, because sometimes you just need that shot. You got to get around a corner and you just hit it. You hit the ground and it just starts skipping off. Boom, you're sitting there. You got a par 4 that's a dog leg. Now all of a sudden you're putting for bird. All because of the Rask. We hope you got to see how this thing flies and maybe how it'll fly for you. It's going left or right, depending on how you throw. If you're righty backhand, it's going left. If you're lefty backhand, it's going right. If you throw forehand, it's going to go right. If you throw lefty forehand, it's going to go left. There's no other way it's going to go. That's it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the little bell for notifications. Click this little guy right here. Subscribe right now. Check out a couple of these videos, maybe even this video. We'll see you next time on In the Bag Disc Golf.